views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
The doctor is in. Welcome to the Psychic Love Doctor with host Deborah Leigh. Deborah has been practicing, teaching, and perfecting the Personal Prophecy card reading method for 20 plus years. This life-affirming, highly perceptive reading method has taught Deborah how to zero in on specific problems with relationships, career pursuits, and current roadblocks to success and happiness. This inspiring show will help you never feel helpless in life or love ever again. Now here's your host, Deborah Leigh.
Hi, welcome to today's show of Deborah Leigh and Friends. Today's topic is, let's talk personal prophecy.
Right, and let's have everybody call in who would like to get a reading. We want to say hello to those who are on Periscope with us today. Please call in. You are more assured of getting a reading that way than if you just post it to the screen in Periscope. So, Daryl, how are you on this very dreary, rainy afternoon?
I'm pretty good. We've been getting a lot of email with questions about your path, how you became Psychic Love Doctor. It seems like a great time for us to focus on the show's email as we take calls for live readings.
Yes, exactly. And we will be breaking from our conversation whenever anybody calls in. The number, Daryl?
Is 1-800-930-2819. That is 1-800-930-2819.
So we're waiting to hear from you. And I agree, this is a wonderful time for us to bring everybody up to date on what we get in terms of email for the show. And I'm more than happy to answer any and all questions, as you will soon find out.
Right.
So bring it on, darling.
Okay. How did you get the title of Psychic Love Doctor?
Well, actually, that's very easy to answer, and probably one of the most unique things that ever happened to me. Back in 1995 and 6, I would occasionally go on AOL. It was in its big heyday, and I would open a chat room offering free readings to the public. Well, I would do this every so often, and one night an AOL talent scout had come into the chat room, which I didn't even know at the time. She had come in there and was asking me all sorts of technical questions about the method. How many cards in the layout was I using? How did I learn this method? Blah, blah, blah. And eventually it became very annoying, all these questions, when I'm trying to give readings to a chat room full of people. The thing is, I had seen in my own card readings during that was actually a very dark period in my life, that something wonderful was going to happen to me and put me on a huge upswing in terms of my work with readings. I had nothing but faith that would happen, but I had no idea how it possibly would. I honestly couldn't imagine what it was in those very bleak days that would actually happen to put me on that wonderful upswing. Well, it turned out to be that woman who came in and scouted me that night. She messaged me after the show, or after the chat room readings I'd done, and asked me, would I be interested in becoming AOL's official Psychic Love Doctor? Would I? I just swooned. I thought, oh my gosh, this had to be that opening that I was looking for that would take me for the ride of my life, and it was. From there, it was onward and upward, and here's where I am today.
Wow, that's pretty awesome. So how did you know when your grandmother taught you this method, Personal Prophecy, that you'd love it so much and you would carry on her teachings after she passed back in the early 80s?
Well, actually, Daryl, truthfully, I didn't know that I would. I only knew that I was in a very difficult place in my life, and sitting with her learning this method seemed like it was something I was supposed to do. And we shared so much in those days. It was time that I will truly treasure, because 2 years later she did in fact pass away. But there was something with the cards that resonated with me, and I found myself just completely consumed with conducting readings and finding people to read for and doing readings for myself. And I could actually see the transformation that was about to take hold in my life. And it was all perceivable in a deck of playing cards.
Wow. So was there anything in your childhood that you think prepared you for becoming the only living subject matter expert on this method?
It's quite a question there.
Yes, it is.
Well, even as a young child, I have to admit that I could tell that I was in this world, but I wasn't sure that I was of this world. I always felt like I was on a stage and looking between the curtain to see what was going on backstage. I was always wondering as a very young child, why did adults seem to always be in conflict with each other? Why were they drinking and abusing each other? Why were they not just happy to be alive and love each other? And as a young child, that's a lot to be thinking about.
Right, it is.
Life seemed so simple to me as a little girl. It was all about loving people and enjoying life. And it was that simplicity that has made it really hard for me as I grew to understand that actually the world's a very complex place. But you could say, in a sense, I was really tortured emotionally as a child because I had that feeling like I wasn't really here, connected with everybody else. So, no calls yet, huh?
Yeah, we have one in the wings, but I want to talk to you a little bit more first.
Okay.
How do you feel now that after all these years of helping others using your intuitive empowerment of the cards?
Well, to tell you the truth, I think it's all been an object lesson for me as a result of what I've lived through myself and been able to survive. You know how a lot of people in our lives will say, I know exactly how you feel. Unless they've been there, unless they've been through it, they have absolutely no idea how you feel. So it was as if, in a sense, I went to the University of Life and God in his infinite wisdom looked down and said, I'm going to make a lot of things happen to you. And I'm going to have to really test your powers of patience and faith and, every kind of strength that you could imagine so that you can come out on the other side. And I knew it was all about being able to help others. And that's where I saw the divine light that is involved in this particular method of perceiving the future and playing cards. But I felt so tortured back in those days when I was young and tended to live in a fantasy world a lot of the time. And in that fantasy world, I feel that I was actually manifesting a life that I wanted to live later on as an adult, because it was quite an elaborate, I mean to the fullest extent of a fantasy life that I had. And I'll tell you, the cards over the past 30 years have helped me to reach a point of acceptance with all of that turmoil that I dealt with. And so now when I can say to you, I know how you feel, I do know how you feel.
Wow, that's pretty cool. When you conduct readings for your clients, what is foremost in your mind as you counsel them?
That's a good one. It always comes down to giving my clients hope. That's a really important 4-letter word, hope. No matter what you are struggling with or coping with, no matter how much despair you are dealing with, there is always hope that you will come out on the other side. And with strength, as you've survived these terrible situations, and you will be able to experience, well, Daryl, understanding and ultimately more hope about your own future.
Right.
So that is what I try to always leave my clients with, that there is hope, that tomorrow will be better, that your life is worth living, that there is nothing that we can't handle together. So, and there is a lot of joy in this method. These cards seem to really focus and concentrate on bringing happiness and joy and love into our lives. Something I really find most rewarding.
Wow. Is
the amount of love that is to be found in this method.
Okay.
So we have to remember that without hope, we are nothing. Hope is that light at the end of that long, dark tunnel. Hope will always see us through to a better, brighter path to the future, and believe me, it never fails. As long as you have hope, you're going to get through it. You're going to make it. All right.
So what has been the most unusual reading you've given?
Seriously, you want to know? This is a question that has been asked of me before. Well, I'll tell you, it was for a very lovely lady she had not been sexually involved with anyone after her divorce. And it was like a decade that went by. And she finally met somebody. And she learned as they were becoming intimate that he was extremely well endowed. Anyway, she came to me for a reading and wanted me to do the reading on his male member and whether they would actually be able to engage in intercourse together successfully. And after their first few tries had been unsuccessful, the cards were able to guide her toward a successful outcome. Yes.
All right. Let's roll into a break here. We'll be right back here in a few minutes.
Do you want the freedom to spend more time with your loved ones? Travel the world? Live spontaneously? Get ready, because the Chip Justice Show is here. Hosts Dr. Pat Basile and Chip Justice can help you build meaningful success while embracing life. Living a life you love is the end game in this new, inspirational, and empowering show. Positive changes for a life you'll love. Tune in every month on TransformationTalkRadio.com and visit PositiveChangeInstitute.co for more information.
Hey everyone, meet my friends at the maca team. The ancient Inca root vegetable maca is known worldwide for its huge array of health benefits. As a family-run company of true maca specialists, the maca team is here to bring you the best maca the Peruvian mountains has to offer. Yellow maca, used to promote endurance, vitality, fertility, hormone health, and much more, is on sale now. I love it. Visit themacateam.com to order yours now. Themacateam.com.
Hi, I'm Tim Darter.
And I'm Steve Kramer.
Join us on Spirit Fire Radio. Discover how to add the mechanics of meditation to your day.
And watch yourself connect in a whole new way. Find the amazing moments in life's routines that often pass us by. Add to your awareness with Spirit Fire Radio.
Tune in each Wednesday at 9 a.m. for your weekly guide to practical mindfulness. And to learn more, visit www.spiritfireradio.com.
The Doctor is in. Tune in to the hit show, The Psychic Love Doctor, with host Deborah Leigh. Deborah's life-affirming, highly perceptive reading method has taught Deborah how to zero in on specific problems with relationships, career pursuits, and current roadblocks to success and happiness. Join Deborah Fridays at 2 p.m. Pacific, and for a special broadcast the second Thursday of every month at 11 a.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Tune in to Sheer Alchemy with Leslie Fontaine on TransformationTalkRadio.com and get ready to stir up your passions, remove your blocks, and shift into an entirely new existence. Speaker, teacher, channel, clairvoyant, Leslie Fontaine is a transformation catalyst who channels a powerful energy from source to catapult listeners into living the life they were born to live. Whether it's shifting from scarcity to abundance, from emotional pain into joy, or from illness into health, Leslie will help you step into the true essence and power of all that you are with the help of the Ascended Masters and Archangels. You will not be the same. Visit TransformationTalkRadio.com for show dates and times, and LeslieFontaine.com to say yes to explosive abundance.
Welcome back to Psychic Love Doctor Show with our host, Deborah Leigh. Our subject today is let's talk about personal prophecy. But in the meantime, let's go to our first caller, Marcia from Massachusetts.
Hello, Marcia.
Hi, how are you?
Very good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
What can we do for you today?
I was just calling. I didn't know. Do you guys do general readings?
We do, but it helps if you have some kind of question to pose to the cards. Is there a situation you're dealing with, or a question you have about your love life or your career or your family?
I would like, that's hard. I would love one for my career, please.
Are you doing something now that you love?
Yes, I am.
Well, that's great. Could you tell us what kind of field you're in? As I go into the cards with some sense of familiarity, I can bring more clarity to your question.
Okay, well, I work with children.
Oh, bless your heart. Okay.
All right. Anyway, Deborah uses a regular deck of playing cards. Mm-hmm. She does a 24-card layout. It's highly accurate. And she was taught this by her grandmother 30-plus years ago.
Yeah. So just take me a moment here, Marcia, as I lay out your cards.
Okay.
Go as fast as I can.
That's okay. Take your time.
Thank you.
No, you're such a sweetheart.
Well, my perception is that you are truly working in a in like a field that is your calling in many respects. And I can hear children in the background. It takes a special individual who has been called within their lifetime to nurture and raise and guide children. And I think this is stuff you already know, and I'm not telling you anything new here. But I would like you to know that I see the future is going to bring some great and wonderful changes to your life. Now, right now, you might think, well, I sort of like everything the way it is. But, oh, there is so much abundance coming for you. There's opportunities for you, first of all, to make a great deal of money and achieve a great financial success, which we all really would like to have. Hers is coming through her gifts and her abilities, her talents. You have such a way about you, Marcia, that I swear you could actually write a how-to book for every new parent or caregiver on the planet. Because I feel...
Oh, my goodness. That's funny, because I'd love to write a children's book.
It's in your heart, honey. You can't miss, because you bring forth such love. It's like she's an angel in the lives of there will always be children in your life. Even when you're 92, there's going to be a whole bunch of children around you. And you know, there's even phrases in the Bible that pertain to what we do to the smallest among us, to the innocents, people that, you know, the little people that are around us. This is where our true blessings come. Now, I do feel that your life will expand very much over the next 5-year period. So be prepared. I see you undertaking, you're going to be offered down the road a consultant type of position. I think, though, you're going to find that it takes her too far away from hands-on. But there's good skills to be learned through being a member of management. So just watch and see how the next 5 years unfolds for you. I see, honestly, nothing but good things for you. Beautiful, wonderful changes, and a possible relocation if you would like to move. And it's at quite a great distance to a place that I think your heart calls to you to go to and visit. It's a place in your heart that you love. So she's got beautiful cards, this girl. Beautiful.
Thank you.
So, Marcia, I'd love to give you more, but why don't you call us again on another day when we're doing our show, and we can get into this a little bit further with you.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome, honey. You are truly blessed.
Thank you. You guys are awesome.
Thank you. I love when the show starts out like that. Because now we're on fire. We're ready.
All right, let's get back to the questions we've been getting. What we already talked about. What was the most intriguing reading you gave?
Yes, well, it was clearly, and I had to say after that reading that I gave pertaining to the woman who had not had any sexual involvement for a decade. I finally could say, I think I've heard it all. I do think I've heard it all.
Yeah.
So now,
what was the best reading you've ever given?
Well, that would honestly have to be the reading I gave to a married couple many years ago. They had a daughter who had been born with serious congenital heart defects. This little baby had undergone actual open heart surgery about 6 times early on through her life. The parents went through genetic counseling and were told, this is going to be a continuing defect. You really shouldn't have any more children. And they weren't really planning to, except I got called to run over to my neighbors where they were sitting. The wife had just found out that she was 9 weeks pregnant. Their doctor had arranged a therapeutic abortion for the following week. Now here they want to know, what do the cards have to say? Should she keep that pregnancy or should she let it go? Now, this was a big step for me to take, and thank you, God, for being with me on this one, because I was young and flamboyant and full of myself about these cards, and I told them that I saw that if they held on to the pregnancy, she would give birth to a second daughter, and this one would be born absolutely healthy. Now, some time went by. I didn't know that they had canceled the abortion, but they did. They continued the pregnancy, and that's exactly what happened. They gave birth to a second baby girl who was completely normal in every sense of the word. Now, the thing is that really kind of blows my mind is that out there somewhere is a young woman, possibly a mother or even a young grandmother, who literally owes her life to a deck of ordinary playing cards. So there you go, Daryl. I would have to say that's about the best reading.
Wow.
Yeah, I ever had the privilege and honor to conduct.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty amazing there, Deb. Still baffles me to this day.
Well, there's been miracles. And I'm sure that other card readers out there, they have seen too, through their readings, the miraculous does happen. Which brings to mind your situation. Daryl sits here. He is currently dealing with cancer. He has been for, 3 years now?
Yes.
And I have had a lovely lady client who, I'm sorry, I just lost, wait. Okay, it'll come back. She was diagnosed with end stage lung cancer, hadn't smoked in over 20-some years. Doctor said, you better get your affairs in order because you've got 3 to 6 months to live. Well, men of science, they mean well, but I don't think that they have a real pipeline with the Almighty a lot of the time. I read her cards and I said, Daphne, you don't have months, you have decades. And I advised her, go out and get every kind of alternative therapy you can find. Reiki, hypnosis, healing, touch, meditation. And she did. And I am very proud to say it's probably going on a year now. But this Daphne has been on a chemotherapy vacation since all her tumors are gone.
Yeah.
So sometimes I do think we have the ability to heal ourselves.
I know we do. The mind is a very powerful thing.
Yeah, and I think you should...
And in my own situation, I've gone through the traditional treatments. I also get Reiki, energy healing, hypnotherapy, and any other kind of alternative therapy I could find. And my doctor said to me several times that he's amazed by me because people with what I have 3 years later usually aren't as good as I am.
As well, you mean?
As well, yeah. And I've been bound and determined from day one, I'm going to fight this, and I'm going to fight it, and I'm going to fight it. It's all a matter of mind. Mind over matter, people.
And what did you... Daryl, sorry to interrupt you, but what did you used to do in your meditations? They were not warlocks, but was it that you would...
It was, at that time I was playing World of Warcraft, So there was like warlocks and wizards and warriors and a whole bunch of other characters. And in my meditations, I would see them having a battle with the cancer. And
were they like shooting arrows into the tumors, or?
Sometimes, and sometimes they were just standing there casting spells on them.
Cool. with like those, what is it, like those things coming off of them, all those sparkles and everything? Wow.
Right.
Well,
and I know everybody thinks I'm crazy by now, but that's what I saw. And
it's whatever works.
Yeah, it's whatever works. I mean, every day I wake up, I'm glad I'm upright and ventilating. I say thank you for that, and just get through the day.
As a quick aside here, we had we're going to have to wait till after break, but I'm coming back to Queen Bee, I guess it is.
Yes.
And her reading concerning her grandfather's health.
All right, we'll be right back. Talk to y'all in a few.
Do you want the freedom to spend more time with your loved ones? Travel the world? Live spontaneously? Get ready, because the Chip Justice Show is here. Hosts Dr. Pat Basile and Chip Justice can help you build meaningful success while embracing life. Living a life you love is the end game in this new, inspirational, and empowering show. Positive changes for a life you'll love. Tune in every month on TransformationTalkRadio.com and visit PositiveChangeInstitute.co for more information.
The Doctor is in. Tune in to the hit show, The Psychic Love Doctor, with host Deborah Leigh. Deborah's life-affirming, highly perceptive reading method has taught Deborah how to zero in on specific problems with relationships, career pursuits, and current roadblocks to success and happiness. Join Deborah Fridays at 2 p.m. Pacific, and for a special broadcast the second Thursday of every month at 11 a.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Do you know how to achieve wellness in all areas of your life? Hi, I'm Mary Jane Mack. Signs of wellness are a capacity to love and ability to nurture, a sense of purpose, a good sense of humor and plenty of fun in your life, a concern for others and a respect for the environment, a conscious commitment to personal excellence, a sense of balance and integrated lifestyle, and capacity to cope with whatever life presents. Well, people enjoy their lives and want them to last as long as possible. That's why the wellness mindset usually accompanies other constructive, healthy lifestyle habits. By adopting a wellness mindset and behaviors like eating well, taking the right nutrition for the body, exercising, and saying affirmations are just a few things to structure a healthy system of values and beliefs. I will be your wellness coach to help you achieve a wellness lifestyle. Call us at 888-777-4232. That's 888-777-4232. And visit us at MaryJaneMack.com.
What if we really didn't have to die to go to heaven? Are you curious about the afterlife or rebirth? The highly anticipated new book from author Dr. Susan Allison, You Don't Have to Die to Go to Heaven, is available now. Find out how to find guidance and healing in the spirit realms. Order the book today and put it on your must-read list for 2016. Visit drsusanallison.com to learn more.
Get ready to experience Truth Talk Radio with host Deb Acker. Tune in to Truth Talk Radio each Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com to illuminate the truth in your daily life as you experience life, love, and abundance from a whole new perspective. This hit show will leave you feeling lighter and bring you into a place of infinite possibilities every day in every way. Visit TruthTalkRadioshow.com for upcoming transformative topics and guests.
Tune in to Lucid Planet Radio with Dr. Kelly Neff. This hit show will illuminate your senses and empower you beyond your daily stressors and hardships. Renowned psychologist and author Dr. Kelly will captivate you with far-reaching topics and amazing guests as you wake to the greatest version of yourself. Learn to tap into your intuitions, think critically about our world, heal emotional and psychological wounds, and follow your passions to live your dreams. The Lucid Planet. Welcome home. Visit lucidplanetradio.com for more information.
Welcome back to the Psychic Love Doctor Show with our host, Deborah Leigh.
And our co-host, Intuitive Daryl.
Yes, today's topic is, let's talk about personal prophecy. But first, let's go to Queen Bee's reading from Periscope.
That's right. Queen Bee, you wanted to ask about your grandfather's health. I want to tell you that one of the best things you can do for your grandfather, for one thing, I do want to tell you he's going to pull through, and this has been a very good lesson for him as far as his health is concerned. Nothing like a good scare to get a man on the right road toward proper eating, proper fitness. I mean, he's really going to achieve an epiphany through this experience. For one thing, he hates the hospital. He doesn't want to be there any more than he has to be. But what you need to do, my dear, and we all need to remember this, you need to put out positive energy. When I look at your cards in relation to your grandfather, it's almost like you have a shovel in your hand and you're crying and digging his grave. Don't. You can't do that. You have to wrap him with nothing but golden light and healing energy. And I know some are out there rolling their eyes going, oh, Lord, here she goes. No, seriously. We have the ability to make reality real, what we dream of, what we are hoping for. And I see that he feels a very close connection to Queen Bee. There's a connection, a tie that binds there that is really strong. And Grandpa does not want to leave this world because of her, because of how much he loves you. So try to be more positive. It's really going to help. And I can tell that the others here in the office are agreeing with me that sometimes we get, and I'm like this, I get very despondent and rush to a bad conclusion, and I get reminded here at the Healing Fountain by the other ladies, don't put that out there, because that can actually, well, what is it? Cause a negative force.
Yeah, you can cause it to actually happen.
So Grandpa's got a lot of life left in him. He needs to clean up his act a little bit. And you can help him. First of all, I think that you're doing wonderful things for him while he's in the hospital. And you're doing that out of love, right? So just now wrap him in that love. And then stay on Grandpa's behind and make him have to do a better job with his own health. So there you have it, Queen Bee. Grandpa's going to be fine. And we can all learn from this lesson that we have to be more positive.
Wow.
Yes.
So, you want to do another reading? You want to answer a few more questions?
No, let's do a reading.
Okay. We have another reading from Periscope for Drew. He wants to know, should he sell his house and move, and when?
Oh, boy. Okay, we'll see what we got. This is for Drew.
Also, if you want to call into the show and talk to us on the air, phone number is 1-800-930-2819. As I said before, Deborah uses just plain old ordinary playing cards.
That's right.
Nothing special about them. And she does a 24-card layout.
Except we think of these as manifestation tools, not just ordinary pieces of plastic.
True.
We've been doing a lot of experimenting here in the office, and we find that as I put the intention on the reading, this actually will intensify the manifesting or the law of attraction around it, Mark. Mark? Oh, this is for Mark.
Okay. Sorry, Mark.
I personally feel, as I'm viewing your cards, and this is really interesting, students, you would love this, because this came up right under the to your house, to your home designation, that yes, absolutely, the time is at hand to sell. There is someone out there already looking. They are in the process of relocating through their work. And I feel that the two of you will connect, and he will give you what you want for a price, which in right now with the economically depressed and horrifying real estate market we've got, that is a blessing in disguise. That you should really grab hold of this opportunity, and as far as moving, it's right around the corner for you. It's more than just moving, Mark. It's also turning the page, and it's going to be a fresh sheet that it's like starting over. It gives you plenty of opportunity, and there is this is somebody that you know how to make money, and you know how to keep money, like have security. And this is going to be a great opportunity for you to achieve abundance in such a way that you'll be able to never have to know what it's like to, experience scarcity, because you really have a way, a way of life.
Yeah.
But it is time. The house should sell. You should move on. And you're going to blaze a trail of fire every step of the way. Seriously, I love your cards. Very dynamic.
Good.
Very dynamic. And as for when, I would say, I feel that all of this will take place by the first part of next year.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I hope you'll stay, in touch with us and let us know how you're doing.
Okay. So what is the best message you can share with your listeners who are going through a lot in their lives?
I thought I took a few notes down on this. I'm trying to see. Oh, there it is. Well, you learn to be perceptive about your life. Look for the lesson. There is a lesson in everything. And if you can find the lesson in terms of what you're coping with, you will have found the key to your own future happiness. If you can see that lesson in all that what you're going through, the key will open the door to a far better and more meaningful life. And this can't be stated often enough. But life is not an amusement park. I know we all wish it was. But my perception is that life is actually a classroom and a laboratory, like back in high school, where we're conducting experiments and playing around with different chemicals. And sometimes it blows up in our face. But we're learning. We're learning. If you actually knew my personal background or Daryl's, you would be shocked. Seriously, you would be shocked. The thing is, we overcame our own struggles and all the challenges that came to us as well. And we've allowed ourselves ever since to allow the cards to guide us. I have to tell you, the first 15 years of the 30 I've been reading these cards, I felt it was a personal mission on my part that I had to prove these cards wrong. Well, what happened is I was always wrong. The cards knew, this is not a good thing for you, Debbie. This is not the right person for you, Debbie. And finally I said, okay, I give. In the next 15 years, I decided to let the wisdom of the cards guide me, and they've not let me down once.
Wow.
Yeah, and you either. You were in my cards for 2 years.
Yeah, well, I've been around you for about the last half of it. So.
You're right, he has, and I'll tell you, it was really funny. I kept seeing this man in my cards coming and going and going and coming, and I thought, what is he, a traveling salesman? No, he's a senior chief in the United States Navy, and he would go on deployments.
Or short little runs out.
And yes, and there you were. What were you laying on, the gun mount?
I was actually laying on the missile launcher.
Okay, there you go. Tell everybody. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, this was during my last cruise at I don't know. I was in a place where I needed to make my life better. Well, one night I couldn't sleep. Just every little thing was bothering me. And when that happened, I found me a nice quiet place on the ship, which is really hard to do because it's not really quiet anywhere. But
wasn't it like 3 in the morning?
Yeah, it was like 3 in the morning. But I found a place up on the bow where I could be by myself and just relax under the stars and the sky, and just enjoy the peace and quiet, what little bit there was. And I was laying there, and I guess I was meditating. I guess you could call it that. But this mist came over me there was a figure of a woman. Couldn't see her face. I kept saying, "Who are you?" The only answer I could get was, "I'm coming." Asked, "Okay, where are you?" "I'm coming." Okay, you're not giving me a whole lot of answers here. But anyway, got through, stayed up there for a couple hours till the sun started coming up. Went back down to my berthing area, got ready for the day, and
never forgot that.
Never forgot it. And I got home 3 months later.
Yeah.
And it was about 4 months after that point, that I met you. And we've been together ever since.
We have, literally. But here's the thing. Timing is everything. And things come to us in their own way and time. For instance, if you ever want to read a good little book, it's written by Joyce Meyer, and it's called When God When. That book will explain to you in a little bit of a churchy kind of a way, but the message is still very strong and very spiritual, that what comes to us comes in its own way and time. I needed those years to get ready. Daryl needed that time to get ready.
Yeah.
So when we finally did intersect with our lives, we were ready.
Yep.
Okay.
There we were. Anyway, we're going to take a break here, folks. We'll be right back in a few minutes. Give us a call. The number is 1-800-930-2819.
Access Consciousness is coming back to Seattle this April for 3 amazing events. Mark your calendars. April 20th through the 22nd is the Access Consciousness Body Classes, created by Gary Douglas and Dr. Dane here, facilitated by Dr. Glenna Rice. Explore verbal processes and hands-on body work that will unlock the tension, resistance, and dis-ease of the body by shifting energy dynamically. April 23rd through the 25th is the Advanced Access Body Class with Gary Douglas. What if you could undo a whole lot of limitations that you have locked into your body and create an alteration of the way your body functions? Then, on April 26th at 7 p.m., join Gary Douglas for the Abuse Hold class. This is the first time ever that this dynamic process is being presented in a class format. Find out more about these Access Consciousness April events in Seattle by visiting transformation.events. That's transformation.events.
How would you like increased health and vitality? How would you like to avoid the onset of disease as well as slow the aging process? This is all possible through a simple, safe, and natural process. Every day we are either moving toward wellness or away from wellness.
Hi, I'm Mary Jane Mack. I'd like to be your partner in achieving optimal health. Contact me now at maryjanemack.com or call 425-392-0659. Visit maryjanemack.com.
Hi, everyone. This is Dr. Pat. The ancient Inca root vegetable maca is world-renowned for its wide array of health benefits. As a family-run company of true maca specialists, the maca team's mission is to provide you with fresh, organic, premium-quality maca powders at a fair price. Amazing. All of the products are always organically grown, fair-traded, GMO-free, fresh, and potent. So don't take my word for it. Experience the life-changing benefits of maca today. Visit themacateam.com.
Francine Vale is a being of light. She believes that all people of planet Earth are as well. As co-host of the Angel Healer radio show, Francine teaches you heart-centered ways to manifest healing on your own behalf and how to integrate love more fully into your daily life. Connect with your angels as you find your life flowing with ease and harmony. Walk the path of light with Francine and Dr. Pat Basili every month on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Do you want to achieve your goals? Do you want to strengthen relationships with others? Do you want to improve your financial status? Colette Marie Steffen is partnering with Mark Kettenbach to bring you an energetic upgrade online experience launching in April. Unfold and develop your full potential. Visit energeticupgrade.com today for more information. That's energeticupgrade.com.
The doctor is in. Tune in to the hit show, The Psychic Love Doctor, with host Deborah Leigh. Deborah's life-affirming, highly perceptive reading method has taught Deborah how to zero in on specific problems with relationships, career pursuits, and current roadblocks to success and happiness. Join Deborah Fridays at 2 p.m. Pacific, and for a special broadcast the second Thursday of every month at 11 a.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
1230
Hi, welcome back to the Psychic Love Doctor Show with our host, Deborah Leigh.
And our intuitive co-host, Daryl.
Yes. And today's topic is, let's discuss personal prophecy.
And let's conduct readings for you.
Deborah, you often give reading quotes from those who resonate with you. What is the best quote you can share with us today?
That is true. When I conduct email readings, I will look through a collection of quotes that I have, and I will find one that seems to really resonate for the situation or the individual that I've given the reading to. And the one that I feel today that really comes to mind is by Wayne Dyer, who said, "Everything is either an opportunity to grow or an obstacle to keep you from growing. You get to choose." If you think about that, that's what our life really is, all about the choices we make. And I have to honestly say this method has been instrumental in the lives of, so many. I have even those around the world that either come to me for readings or that want to learn this method. So it's been proven to be really quite a good tool.
Yes, it has.
Yes, and you even read the cards. You should share very quickly why, when we met, you had to learn this method.
Well, after being with Deborah for several months, I decided I need to learn how to read these. She was telling me things that I hadn't even quite thought of yet. You know, there was a thought forming in the back of my head, but it hadn't come to the front yet. And she would be like, "Well, what about this?"
He would accuse me in a very cute way that I was reading his mind. So he needed to learn how to read the cards so he could kind of read mine back.
Yeah.
And then pretty soon he started using it in his work. I'll tell you, if you work with a bunch of different characters and
personalities.
Yeah. And Daryl works for the government. He needs all the help he can get. He uses this method before he actually goes into a meeting. So he's going to know what these goofballs will be all about in that meeting.
Yep.
Which brings us to another little quick thing we could add about the app.
Yes. We have an app out there for your smartphones. It's totally free. It's called Psychic Love Doctor. Gives you that one card reading. It's very accurate. What it tells you for that day or that question may not resonate with you right at that moment.
Especially if it's negative.
Right. But it will. It will come back around and resonate with you later. It's not always rainbows and unicorns. Sometimes it's mud and dirt.
But you can give yourself readings all day and all night. And a lot of people, like even myself, I use it before I go into a meeting or a situation where I want to know what is going to be the focus of this group. Are these all going to be a bunch of money-minded managers? Are we talking a bunch of idealists? What am I dealing with? And a lot of times that app will tell me things I don't want to hear, but it was better to know. I always feel like it's better to know in advance what you're going to face. It's as if it softens the disappointment a little bit, the blow of that.
Could anybody actually learn how to read these cards?
I have yet to meet somebody that I can't teach this method to, and for them to conduct readings accurately and professionally as long as they wanted to put the work into it. The main ingredient is practice. Practice, practice, practice. But
Yep.
You'll find yourself becoming kind of obsessed. Like Lisa, our videographer and our wonderful Periscope host, she does, 3 layouts every night? And she literally taught herself this method, which essentially I can provide you all the information, but you have to do the learning. And it's simply learning the meaning of each individual card and blending them together. And a lot of other psychic people out there do not want me to simplify it to this extent because they want to believe that they are all very gifted individuals and only certain special people can do this type of thing. And I debunk that completely. I feel we are all highly intuitive beings. Some of us it's like a piece of elastic. Some are stretchier than others, but we can stretch all of you, trust me. So especially if you're going through a situation of like a painful breakup with somebody, these cards can be quite a comfort to you, especially when you see that you're going to get back together or there's somebody else coming for you who will treat you better, that sort of thing.
Right. And what I was going to say was, once you learn the meaning of each card, they're basically keys to open your intuitive door and let you intuitively feel what those cards are telling you.
It's like a jumping off point, really.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of things that have come through in the cards that you couldn't say to me, well, what card here actually, well, I couldn't show you which card actually gave me that image, that intuitive image. It just came to me. And there will be a whole story that will unravel. And I have to admit, even now, all these years later, I am still overwhelmed and delighted when the prophecy of the cards becomes reality. My grandmother said that the 4 decks, or the 4 suits of the deck, are actually equivalent to the 4 elements of creation. When we shuffle and we put an intention on the reading, we are actually creating reality. I love that.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Grandma sounds like a very smart lady.
She was kooky and eccentric, and I hope I'm every bit like her. I really do.
Except for ordering paper products.
Well, that was her, yes, that was her, I guess you could call it her divine obsession, was collecting a room full of paper products. Mm-hmm.
But she did grow up during the Depression time frame, too, when all that was very scarce.
Right. So when she wanted to go, because there was a big sale on toilet paper, I got Grandma to that sale every time. So I knew that one day when she wasn't here anymore, I wouldn't have that regret of wishing that I'd have taken her where she wanted to go. So.
Right.
And that brings up another point. You can actually do mediumship with this method. And in a future show, I think we should talk about Bentley the horse.
Yes, we should.
That we can do animal whispering, I guess you could say.
We've got a few minutes. Why don't you go ahead?
Well, a lady had come in for a reading here in the office, and she was very distraught. Her and her husband had paid a great deal of money to buy their daughter a horse when they had moved out to the rural area around Hampton Roads. But the horse he got very sick, and they took the horse to
UNC, University of North Carolina, down to their veterinary school.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Bentley the horse passed away. She had come in for the reading a week after he had died and wanted to know, should they get their daughter another horse, or should they just, their daughter was 16 and was heartbroken that Bentley didn't survive. Well, I said, why don't we ask Bentley? Mm-hmm. So we laid out the cards to spiritually communicate with this horse. Bentley told us that he actually had a genetic disease and was not going to live very long, and he perceived that he was going to pass away with their daughter on his back, and she would have been paralyzed for life. And so he felt sorry that he had to pass away, but he was glad that she was not harmed. And he did, in fact, say, please get her another horse. He said it would make him feel relieved that she had another horse friend to love and to be there with her. And that mother felt so, like a weight had been lifted. And yes, they did replace Bentley with another horse. And I think that's a beautiful story for ending our show today.
So let's wrap up the show for today. Oh, the floor is yours.
The floor is mine. Well, I would like to end with the words of my grandmother who taught me this method. She said, to dream is to believe. And once you believe, all things are possible. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Have a great week, folks. We'll talk to you again next Friday at the same time.
Yep. See you.
You've been listening to The Psychic Love Doctor with host Deborah Leigh. Deborah has been practicing, teaching, and perfecting the personal prophecy card reading method for 20 plus years. This life-affirming, highly perceptive reading method has taught Deborah how to zero in on specific problems with relationships, career pursuits, and current roadblocks to success and happiness. This inspiring show will help you never feel helpless in life or love ever again. To learn more about Deborah, visit www.psychiclovedoctor.com.